All right. Welcome, Sean. Glad to have you here, man.
Man, it's good to be here, man.
Well, we had another technical difficulty, man. We're just filled with them. The music just cut. I was feeling the music.
I was getting kind of pumped about that.
Man.
You know, it's a monumental moment today.
I mean, we can throw it back on.
There
Start
we
from the
go.
beginning. Just very monumental. Just
Welcome
Just
back,
feel it.
Sean. We're happy to have you here.
Feel it.
Are you ready to talk about patriotism today?
well, we're here. We're on episode 51. And today we are going to talk about how we can save America. And we want to get Sean's take on the recent current events in a specific Middle Eastern country and what's going on to really break the ice and see what it's all about.
Bet. I got some opinions.
Yes, we have all the good opinions. So we're glad to have you guys here today. Micah, what do you think, man?
I think that it's a perfect day to have Sean on because there's so much stuff going on. There's so many conspiracies, and it's time to have our conspiracy expert on.
It's
He's going to connect
delicious.
dots that have never been connected before.
He forgot his tinfoil hat.
I did.
Where is it?
I think Michelle threw it away. I got to make another one, man.
What a shame. What a shame. Well, glad you're here today. We're going to get into it and have a great discussion.
Awesome.
All right. So as you were saying, who runs the world?
The small hats.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Not what I was thinking.
Totally the Rothschilds.
Totally the Rothschilds? Is it the bankers?
Yes.
Yeah, the bankers, didn't they start off as... didn't the Rothschilds start off as
Rothschilds.
bankers?
I think it was Amstel Rothschild that said, "Give me control of a nation's currency, and I care not who makes its laws."
That's
Sure.
the problem right now.
Yeah.
I think we should be taking that way more seriously as Americans.
I
And
wish we would.
I know,
Oh my gosh.
because do you think it's connected to the amount of inflation that we're seeing now, and even the monetary policy, and even the amount of debt that we have?
It's all them. It's all the Federal Reserve that's no more federal than Taco Bell. It's a cabal of bankers that decides what our money is worth. And we're just going to increase the interest on you. We're going to inflate this. We're going to give these guys a fat tax break, and you're going to like it.
It's kind of crazy that they have that much power over our everyday lives.
Isn't that weird?
My wallet becomes heavier or lighter based off of some decision of someone that doesn't have, let's say, I don't know, love of America.
And they're unelected.
Yeah,
We didn't elect them.
unelected people who have every bit of control over all of our whole monetary system.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that's wild.
It completely negates our entire idea of America and how we're supposed to be a society of governing people, not governing politicians that just dictate how everything runs. It's supposed to be about we the people. And, if you got private banks influencing and running our money supply, I mean, can't be good.
It's not good at all.
What year was it that the Federal Reserve was established?
1913, right?
1913.
1913. That's been a long time.
And what were the three people that were on the Titanic, Sean?
Oh,
They were trying to
Jacob
stop
Astor and
Benjamin Guggenheim.
Guggenheim.
I don't remember the third guy.
Something Strauss.
Yeah, Isidore Strauss.
Isidore Strauss, yeah.
Isidore Strauss. Okay.
It's weird. They were all opposed to the Federal Reserve. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I mean, conveniently, all three of these people are on the Titanic, and they're trying to stop the Federal Reserve, and they just conveniently crash.
So weird that they went down in the ocean.
Well, there's a lot of weird sinkings of stuff. Like the year later, the Lusitania sank.
Right.
Oh, it's crazy. There's a lot of ways that they control every single aspect of first our banks, then our wars, and then somehow our banks finance our wars, and it's one big circle. A circle of jerks, who all hate us.
Now we live in a world where we try to prove, where we see something happen and we think it's a false flag immediately, and we try to prove it to be real.
100%.
It used to be the other way around. So
So speaking of false flags, what do you think of the recent occurrences going on in a certain Maine state of Maine?
Oh, that guy. Wasn't that the guy that was like militarily trained or something like that?
Yeah, so I think his name was Robert Card. He was a ex-military
You know
dude.
what I find? You know what I find extremely interesting about that guy? He said that he was hearing voices that told him to go kill people. Dude, they've had voice-to-skull technology forever. I mean, since the 70s they were talking about it. Maybe even the 60s. Dude, what is it with this? Well, I mean, was this guy programmed to kill people?
I don't know. I mean, every mass shooting always has so many questions.
They're all on
it.
head meds, and they hear voices that tell them to do it.
So do you think these shootings are genuinely real, or it's control to take your weapons? Because, my God, when you see the amount of lunacy in the mainstream talking heads that are going off saying we need to ban firearms and we need to do these terrible things. For example, let me show you this. So we got, you guys love Joy Behar, right?
She's the best.
She's just so amazing. We love her.
Light of my life.
This quick 28-second clip with her and what she thinks about this. I saved this. I was ready for this conversation today.
On the topic of what happened in Maine and AR-15s.
Yeah, I would love to see an assault weapons ban. Like President Reagan, I don't believe they're a sport or hunting instrument. It's like shooting fish in a bucket, but that's my
But
take.
also, if you shoot with an AR-15, let's say you shoot a
the speed
deer,
at
you
which you
can't
can-
eat it. Because you basically demolish
In
the
addition to
animal.
that, but the hunt is about an actual difficult process, not massacring bodies of any kind. But my point is, I'd love to see that.
Sarah didn't get a chance to weigh in.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I usually don't use profanity on this show, but you're a fucking moron.
Bro.
Well, yeah, sorry. Distractions off to the side, but she is a moron. Like, she sit there and say, oh, we need to stop because the rapid rate of fire in an AR-15. You guys know anything about guns?
Absolutely.
Okay, do you understand it's a semi-automatic rifle?
Every time you pull the trigger, there goes a round.
Yes. This notion that we have fully automatic machine guns in the hands of people, it's no different than a hunting rifle. They're
And,
trying
and AR-15 doesn't mean assault rifle. It means Armalite rifle number 15.
Yeah. But it's just so crazy that they base all of their policy and what they want to happen based off of emotion and the lack of understanding how things actually work. And I feel like that's how most of the world is. Most people try to have an opinion on something and they don't really truly understand how it works. We could be guilty of that here. Don't doubt it at all. But, you know, just to sit there.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm totally with you on this one. I saw a couple different points in which she was conflating ideas, and it was wrong. So the first thing is she said that a deer would be obliterated.
Right.
You can't eat a deer smaller caliber than a normal hunting rifle,
Right.
or even than buckshot, like which is used for deer. That's the first thing. You're like absolutely has no idea about guns.
Nope.
Second one is the purpose of the Second Amendment was for hunting. No, it was not about hunting.
No.
I hate when people use that argument because the right to bear arms was not made for, oh, we have the right to go hunt deer. What was the Second Amendment about, Sean? A certain tyrant group that was holding us down.
I've heard the quote that says the tree of liberty needs to be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants from time to time. I've heard that. Pretty sure that's got something to do with the Second Amendment.
Is that what you're proposing we do, Sean?
No, I am not saying that at all, sir. Prank caller. No, maybe.
Okay, let's use a different country besides America, just so the feds don't come after us. In a foreign country that has nothing to do with us where we are right now, does the tree need to be watered every now and then?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time. Dude, I mean, if the propaganda that we've been force-fed is right, I mean...
Yeah, what angers me, though, the most out of what they call the common sense gun control movement is there's not much common sense behind it because they put the whole AR-15 argument like it's the most deadly weapon and we need to ban AR-15s, we need to ban assault weapons. Is that really where majority of the gun violence is?
No.
Yeah, sure. You can pull up a tweet that shows Parkland AR-15, Las Vegas AR-15, Uvalde AR-15, Tennessee, Nashville shooting up the Christian school
Right.
AR-15. But when you actually look at statistics, they completely ignore black on black crime, inner city communities, even if it's not black on black, the handgun violence that's done within inner city communities. Complete ignoring of that. I guarantee if you were to bring up that, like, you know, Tyrone gets shot in the hood, you know, nobody gives a shit about that, but it's these massive spectacles of people being shot, which I totally get.
It
But
sucks.
it's just it's so weird to me that people don't care about certain issues. I mean, we're so like for example, we're so strawed up in the Israel thing, and so many Americans are strawed up in that. Our southern border is wide freaking open. It's an invasion. People are coming across in droves. I mean, we've seen 2 million some people this year. I mean, that's more than 36 states come across, and people are more concerned about Israel, but they don't. It's like
They do is they disarm the population. They don't have any way to protect themselves, and the next thing you know, they're dying and getting chopped up and getting holodomored with no food. I mean, I'm just not trying to be that guy.
Mao took the guns, Stalin took the guns, Hitler took the guns.
It'll be 1776 before you take my gun.
Sean, you know what we're referencing Alex Jones. There's a
Yeah.
great clip of him on Piers
Oh.
Morgan where he's like, Stalin took the guns, Mao took the guns,
I mean-
Hitler took the guns.
He's not wrong.
He's not, seriously.
He's not wrong. People think he's crazy, but he's not wrong. I mean, I've got an Alex Jones was right jar, and it's hella full.
That's great. That's good.
You made an interesting point a little bit ago about how when people take over another country, when they are occupying another country, they have to take away their
Yes,
guns.
100%.
That leads to a couple of different implications. America is trying to take away our guns right now.
Yes, they are.
Are we underneath some foreign occupation right now?
That's an
An
interesting.
unseen hand.
That's an interesting question because I know that the United States has a shitload of debt. Pardon my French, but they've got a lot of debt to foreign nations. It's a fact. It's provable. China has loaned us a shitload of money. We are so indebted to them. I heard a story. I don't know if it's garbage, but I heard of a Chinese police station that was on United States soil that was trying to harass people. And I'm like, get what?
Look it up, Micah.
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm like, somebody better give them people some pimp hand correction. Dude, how are you? How is nobody mad about that?
I would love for some Asian.
No,
tell me what to do.
Dude, it's no joke. There was like some.
Are they Asian? Are they Chinese people?
Yeah,
Like,
they were Chinese people, and they had a pseudo police station here on United States soil, and they were trying to regulate some shit. And I'm like, nope.
well, Sean, you can't believe everything you hear on the internet.
Did you see that?
I was able to pull up a news story by The Hill, so it's pretty credible. Crackdown on illegal Chinese police stations in the United States.
Boom.
I just read like the first headline. That's like Americans think of Communist Party as only an external threat, but as demonstrated by the recent arrests of a Chinese spy based in Boston, the Chinese communists are also operating on United States soil.
Hey.
This is kind of interesting because I'm seeing that they did have a whole bunch of MPs in America, and
Yep.
it looks like they were actually going after what looks like Chinese citizens who were overseas. So they had basically headquarters in America going after their own citizens who were trying to get out of communist China.
Yeah.
So like it looks like they're policing all their people on vacation.
Yeah, so check this out. You want me to blow your noodle? You want me to bake your noodle?
I'm ready for my noodle to be baked.
Check this out. So back in about 2015, 2016, who took over our internet? Who took over the internet? China. And after China took over our internet and they started doing their thing, everybody started getting censored in America. Censored in America. Make that make sense to me, because I was always told we're a free country. We got the First Amendment, free speech, baby. Really? What do you think about that, Micah?
What we already went over a little bit ago about how we are afraid to say tyranny must be watered. Tyrants must have their blood spilled on the tree of tyranny, or however that saying
You're gonna
goes.
make me say some things, man, and
And even with Owen Troyer,
It's okay. You have a First Amendment right. You're okay, right?
no, we were
Unless you're
also
Owen Troyer. Or,
anyone who
Yeah.
says anything. We're all nervous to say anything.
dude, they just put Owen Schroyer in jail.
well, it's okay because we have 23 subscribers. So,
Okay,
with that being said,
so Owen Schroyer gets jail, and that other guy, that Fed that was out in the what's this guy's name?
Ray Epps.
Ray Epps. He was out there telling people to go in the Capitol, and Owen Schroyer was like, "Stay out of the Capitol," but he's in jail.
exactly. And then you've got Enrique Atario, 22 years. Joseph Biggs, 17 years. Zachary Rell, I think same amount of years.
How are people okay with that? What has really switched in people's heads that just says, "Yeah, I'm okay with that"? I mean, what? Bruh.
Yeah, it's a tough one because people are obeying. People are complying with what they're being
Yes,
told.
they are.
Not just by the federal government, by corporations, by big pharma, by a lot of these international conglomerates.
Why do you think testosterone levels are falling, man? That's on purpose.
You sent an interesting meme today of someone drinking soy to our group
Soylent,
chat.
for real.
And so part of the reason that I think a lot of testosterone in men is going down is because not just the soy that's been infused in our food
Yeah.
and the microplastics, but I think a lot of our media also portrays us a certain way, saying it's not okay to be masculine. Boys need to be on Ritalin if they are not interested in sitting for 8 hours listening
Exactly.
to 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 3. Because I am so opposed to Ritalin being pushed on boys because they can't learn the same way as girls. We're not designed the same way. We're not supposed to be sitting for 8 hours
Nope.
staring at a whiteboard while a teacher says, "First off, you're gonna..." Like, we weren't designed to be that way. And so from a young age, society, culture, the powers that be push onto men and onto boys that it is wrong to be their very nature.
Masculine.
It's wrong to be masculine. They put that onto us.
They have the term toxic masculinity.
Yeah, like, what the heck is that nonsense?
What does that even mean?
Yeah, because masculinity is it is. It isn't something that is bad. It just exists.
Now, are they just pulling that shit here in the United States, or are they projecting toxic masculinity all over the world? Because I notice our Army ads and our Marine ads, military ads, they all had, "Oh, I have 2 mommies," and blah, blah, blah. And then you see Russian military ads, it looks like they're wrestling a freaking grizzly bear, dude, and stabbing it in the neck. And I'm like,
it's really different wherever you go. I mean, in certain parts of Europe, there's trans stuff, but America, it's heavily America. I believe Israel too. Funny enough, supposed to be the promised land, right?
well, hey, you know what's funny about that is Israel has a company where that is the only place in the world that transitioning drugs are made.
Yeah, they also have the largest Pride festival, so they're not very holy. But you know, I digress there. The whole thing is I wonder if it's more of a movement towards like just everybody, or is it just solely like targeted here in the corporate United States? I mean,
That's a really good question.
I think it's being pushed on every single country that isn't resisting.
Right.
So what countries are resisting right now?
Russia.
BRICS countries, basically.
Yeah. And so I think an interesting question has to be asked of, is China and is Russia as big of a threat as they truly are? Or is that being something that's sold to us because they're not
boogeyman.
complying with the New World Order? I was posed that question not too long ago because, you know, I'm not a like out there going like, I love Russia, I love China, but I'm not like, I was like, you know, they're our enemies, they're bad. But then at the same time, someone asked me, why are they bad? And I was like, because I was faced with this question of, I don't know why they're bad. I just know they're being told that they're a tyrannical government who's really bad to their people. But I know a lot of people in China. I've lived
So
in
is ours.
China. Yeah, so is ours.
Hey,
Well, they have a social credit system. So do I. I know what my credit score is.
so you just said something about adhering to the New World Order. I don't want to bow down to the New World Order. And you know what? I thought this government, like somebody said, you or Micah said, it's a government of the people, by the people, for the people. I don't remember voting to make this part of the New World Order. I mean, I'm just saying it's a representative republic, and I haven't felt represented since, like the 35th of September, also known as never.
Exactly, and you make a good point, because it's all fine and dandy. If the World Health Organization, the UN, the World Economic Forum, they want to play their shitty games elsewhere for countries that don't have a constitution and aren't supposed to have a representative government, by all means, go do it. But don't do it in this country.
Dude,
and that's
for
the
real.
problem, is we don't have politicians that stand up for things.
They
like
got no
that.
balls because they're all bought, every damn one of them. It's all a uniparty. They're all bought. If they're there, they are bought. But Donald Trump has big dick energy. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it. I'm sorry.
That's going to be clipped and put all over the internet. Trump has a big dick.
Yeah,
I
we're,
mean, big
we're
dick
clipping out the energy part, just so it seems all gay.
And they're going to clip it on me because I just said it too. But no, seriously, we need someone that has brass balls. So that leads me into my next thing. Do we think Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the House, has brass balls? It's really hard to tell at this point.
He talks a good game. He says all the right things. How many other politicians do you know that have always said all the right things? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's questioned the Ukraine funding.
And he's the Speaker of the House. I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's because we live in so many different echo chambers and we're so, like, focused on,
Right.
life events and everything that's going on. Like, it's hard to keep track of all 435 of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of come and go. I mean, some of them need term limits, but
You make a good point.
it's, I don't know. So he appears to be good. We'll see if anything happens. I think it's too early to judge. I mean, from what we've seen, he's one of the youngest people to ever be the Speaker of the House,
Right.
or as far as like congressional terms are, concerned. I mean, Christian is
Says he
what
is.
he says he is, but
Says he is.
what do you think, Micah?
Oh, I still think it's too early to tell. I want to believe that he's good. I want to believe that he is going to represent America. I have good and evil, and it says that Lucifer is clothed in light, and he appears as an angel.
Dude.
And so oftentimes I think people think like, oh, I'm smart enough to realize that I'm being deceived. But if he's able to trick you into thinking he's an angel, what else can he trick you into
Yeah, I
thinking?
mean, he's not going to come to you like I'm the red-horned guy with the pitchfork. I mean, it's going to be the thing that
Yeah, and if you take it further than that, you could probably extrapolate his "I come as an angel" and deceiving you
Yes.
with so many other things of having 99% of the right idea about something, but then the last little tiny bit he says, the Bible's wrong in 1%. So believe in a certain idea set.
Oh, we got a cat on the studio.
We got a cat in the studio.
It's crazy.
We got a new special guest. But like even with what a lot of people are saying in the media about Israel right now, about saying how Christians need to support them through and through because it is what God's will is. And you kind of go like, I don't know if it's God's will for us to kill people from Gaza, other children of God, because he likes the state so much. I'm not sure if God is so preoccupied with a little bit of land territory that he'd be wanting a whole bunch of kids in
right.
Gaza to be bombed.
So we got World War III. Like, I mean, dude, we got all these carrier groups and troops and bombs and guns and bullets going to Gaza right now, going to Israel. Okay, I just heard that some of the embassies and some of the bases in Syria are getting attacked. I mean, Russia just had to pull out their huge beef and set off a nuke like a couple weeks ago. And hey, guess what? We set off a nuke too. Let's do it. Let's just set off a nuke. Let's do that. How good an idea is that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, we are shortly back after that camera glitch.
Camera glitch. The intern was at it again.
Oh, the intern is definitely at it again. Well, Sean, as you were saying,
Yes.
As Sean was saying about the globalists.
I forgot.
well, we might just end the stream right there. We don't know what we're doing.
I mean, you got these guys that think they own everything, and I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Because I'm not really happy about that. That these guys that don't even live here, like the World Health Organization, is telling me, oh, you got to get this shot, or you can't have a job, and I'm like, you got people telling me that I'm gonna eat bugs because meat is too bad for toxic masculinity, and I'm not okay with that. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm not okay with that.
I'm not okay with it either. So how do we save America, boys?
Oh boy. I think we save America first by awakening the masses, then we do by action. Because in the same way the Bible says faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
With faith without work is dead, and the same thing, knowledge without going forth about with it. Like knowledge without action is impotent. You can't actually change the world. You can't actually birth anything great without taking actions first, because it's quite literally just theory until you go forth and actually change the world through thought and through action and through basically principles, morals, values, virtues. And we need to have all those different virtues and values in order to make America better and greater.
I think we need to figure out a way to peacefully, hopefully peacefully, root out corruption and evil. And I mean, you can't fight corruption and evil with corruption and evil and hate. I mean, you really got to fight it with love. And I mean, the Bible pretty much says that God is love. I mean, we all know that these people, I mean, they're all devil worshippers anyway. They're all worshiping Lucifer, chomping on his Johnson or something. But we all have to just do what God says and just love people. But they kind of make it hard to do sometimes, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is hard to actually, I'm gonna push back on that one.
Okay.
So we're called to love people,
Yes.
but are we called to love the evil spirits that envelop people?
That's a good
Because, for
question.
example, let's say we take someone like who was that guy from 1666? What was that guy?
Sabotage V.
Yeah, that guy. are we supposed to love him? You can say all you want, love the sinner but hate the sin, but then you kind of realize that this guy is an enemy of God. How am I gonna love him?
Well, the thing is, man, he said, I don't think he thought of himself as an enemy of God. He thought he was the left hand of God, because he said, if it says in the Bible to fast, then you feast. If it says to feast, then you fast. Basically, do exactly the opposite of what the Bible says. They were trying to force the Messiah coming back. They were trying to force that. So this guy was incredibly manipulative. 1 million people back in 1666, and the movement goes today. It's called the Sabbatean Frankist movement, and it's alive.
Yeah, but the thing is, Zane and I talk about this all the time, where it's deception.
Yes.
They may think that they're the right hand of God, but it's just deceiving the world,
Yes,
trying
it
to get
is.
them to believe something that's
Evil.
a little bit off. Like, I know Zane showed us a video where it's just a slight perversion of what reality is. And if they can get you to believe that, then, oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm believing something that's Luciferian or satanic.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's a deception. It's an inversion. I mean, Satan only comes to kill, steal, and destroy. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's what the Bible says. From what I've seen, all these crazy conspiracy theories that I've gone down, and I've gone down a lot of conspiracy theories, man, like a ton. CERN, all of that. And they believe in the darkness. What they believe is that they're not doing evil, they're doing the left-hand path of God. But they also believe, a lot of these people believe, that God, Yahweh, was the bad guy in the Bible, and Lucifer was the good guy, because he showed the people the knowledge and the technology and all of this other business, and they glorify Satan as God, and it's evil, man. I mean, that's pretty dang evil.
It is wild to see people worship Lucifer almost as like a Prometheus, bringing knowledge to the people.
Exactly, that's exactly it, dude.
Yeah, and so I've seen people talk about the correlations between Satan and the freedom of ideas. And
Yeah.
and like people worship not just Lucifer, they worship him sometimes as just like a idea of freedom, where they think that liberation
That's it.
comes
They
through.
don't worship him as a literal evil deity.
Yeah, it's wild to see people who like him not understanding that what he is the one who steals, the one.
Problems, and how you do that for the people at the top running it and pulling all the strings, I don't know. How you do it for the people above, the Yuvals and Klaus Schwab's and all these people. I don't know how you do that, but that's what we're going to do as our people and create our community around that. So with that, we're out today. I think our outro screen is probably going to be a little out of whack there. Well, it's just me on the outro today. You can get a live look at our studio from me and Sean. There's Micah.
Hello all. Here's Sean.
And Sean, we're out for today. Thank you for getting through the technical difficulties and the weird things going on with our cat in the studio. We love it. You guys have a great night.